Hey everyone, welcome to our second episode of ProMAX Marketing Minutes. I'm Matt, I got Nathaniel on the line, and this week we're going to be talking about some of the common hurdles to getting started with video marketing for your business. So Nathaniel,
Yeah.
when we started doing video for our company a few months ago, one of the big things that we had to jump through right away is like it's not always going to be perfect. Do you want to talk about, because you handled the brunt of this on the front
Yeah.
end, so do you
It's
want to talk
never,
about how you got through that?
never going to be perfect, right? Like we went through this. Like if there's one thing to do, it's like dive right into the deep end. Like, I know Gary Vee's big on that. Like create content so you can get good at creating content. Like for me, I was super self-conscious and super afraid because our customers create professional, like Hollywood level video. And you don't need that for a lot of the quick marketing stuff like this. And so, I had to get past that head trash and just dive right in. And, I still sometimes still want my content to be better and better and better, but the more you do it, the better it gets for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like one of the big hurdles for me when we were getting started. Like, I'm used to talking to people who are using red cameras and like
Yeah.
high-end video cameras for professional video, and I'm trying to preach to them and using my cell phone. And
Yeah.
it was this really hard hurdle to get over.
But it's you're an expert in something else, and that's okay. Like that's one of the things that kind of dawned on me after like my 80th video of like, oh, holy crap, I've got a lot of knowledge on like RAID sets, which is pretty dry and boring, but I've been doing that for 20 years. I'm an expert in that. And the thing is, the people that, engage with our need our content, they might be experts in creating videos, but I have another expertise to bring. But it just takes a lot of content creation, a lot of video production, or a lot of video creation to kind of get to that point where it's like, wow, like there's a lot of meat here.
Yeah, absolutely. So like one of the big hurdles to getting past that perfection was video quality.
Yeah.
And we have a red camera sitting back in our warehouse somewhere. We easily could have went and tried to set that up. But what did we grab? What did we all go for? We
I love that.
immediately went for cell
I
phone.
love that it's in the back somewhere. Like it literally is. I think it's a doorstop. It's like one of the first models. But yeah, I mean, I'm using I don't know what your setup is. You're at home today, I think. I'm just using a Logitech, HD webcam right now. It's like a $150 webcam. It's nothing special.
Yeah, I'm literally just using the one built into my Surface.
Yeah.
Like you saw before we started this, I had my DSLR plugged in and that was causing more problems than just a simple built-in webcam.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things you just gotta have to roll with what you got. And that's another thing. It's like you can sacrifice some of that video quality. Like you don't need everything to be 4K if
No,
you're doing quick little marketing videos. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna know the difference.
absolutely
But
not. Like
what's one thing? What are two things that are important when you're doing video that you know what I'm talking about?
I was gonna say shower, but like I don't even know if that's important. Like I've had videos where my hair is all like a mess, and like when you do it enough, like you become okay with that stuff. Two quick little things that are probably pretty high on my list. One is audio. Audio is super important, but also I kind of really embrace good enough. Like I'm an audio freak. Like I went to school for audio engineering and I did it professionally. But right now I'm recording this on the built-in microphone on my laptop. I've got really nice condenser mics and IOs that I can plug this in. And but sometimes for quick content, like let quick content be produced quickly. And, it's as long as it's clear, as long as you can see things and hear things clearly, then you don't have to make it look super fancy. I really encourage people, there's a minimum level of like look and sound that you need, kind of that good enough. Once you hit good enough, the content that you can put out is so much better. But being aware of audio, and then I'm a big fan of using little. I'll turn off my light here. This is so important to me. Like that looks kind of ganky. This looks much better. Like you realize how washed out and pale I am, which is probably a downside. But having this is a little like This is a little ring light. Oh man, I feel like I'm at the dentist. This is a little like $50 ring light from Amazon. And, it's not great, but it's well into good enough. And the difference between having that light and not having that light is often like definitely that difference between just kind of looking, like you're doing something professionally versus just looking like a bad webcam.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things you also have to think about is like consider where your stuff's going. If you're
Mhm.
trying to create something that's like you're going to try to get a Super Bowl ad,
Yeah.
yeah, use the crazy cameras. Put a lot of time and energy into it. But if it's something you're going to throw on your website, something that's just quick informational, it doesn't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Just accept that and move on with it.
Well,
Some other things,
and make sure the content says something. That's the thing. Like
absolutely,
if
that's
it
the most
looks
important part.
looks and sounds good enough, but the content's on point, 1,000 times better than something that looks and sounds amazing and is just yapping.
Exactly. And that's what I've noticed a lot of companies try to do with videos. They try to spend a lot of money to make it look really good, but then you watch it and when you're done, you're like, so what do they do?
Yeah.
And that video that they threw together may have cost $5,000, $10,000 depending on how much they put into it. When you can put together the same quality for with stuff you already have in your pocket and maybe a couple $100 in small accessories. And
Yeah.
that's awesome. Like even a backdrop for like a green screen or something. I ordered stuff to try this week and it was like $20. It's like just mess around. It doesn't have to be like a Hollywood set. Just get it good enough, get the message right, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I've seen you do this with our marketing, which is fantastic. Like I love this. Like I'm not particularly crazy about your backdrop right now, but I don't care. Like it's not stopping us from talking about a relevant topic for our customers. And when the it's funny. I think one of the big mistakes I see a lot of companies make is they either get too obsessed with making it look perfect and then they do nothing, or they put it all on the marketing and sales people. The reality is those usually aren't the experts that people need to learn from. Like our customers, like high performance, high uptime storage and production workflows are critical. And so the guys with the expertise on those are our engineers, and they're the ones that we really need content from. Like you and I are talking about marketing right now, so we're experts in that. But you've got to get the experts on the topics to actually talk about the topics. And most companies I see either get bogged down and just do nothing, or it's like they spend all this time trying to make it look good, and then they put the wrong people in front of the camera.
Absolutely. That's been one of the biggest things I've noticed for us personally is just the quality of our content when it was me trying to piece it together like by pulling it individually like from talking to people compared to just getting everyone on camera for a couple minutes and just having them talk night and day.
Well,
Night and day.
well, I remember, when we transitioned from like the stuff that I was originally doing, because I was just doing daily videos, and like I slugged through that on purpose so that we could like figure it out and learn. And when we started transitioning to have our actual engineers do a lot of that content, suddenly the content got a lot better, a lot meatier. Like it was more important things that were being said, but like it was like suddenly like the quality of the presentation, and even people were doing videos from the warehouse and it just looked really bad. But we got in that habit of doing the content, and then we're able to make slight improvements to the video over time. And I have very little doubt in 6 months, you and I and the rest of our team will continue to make everything look a little bit better, because you always want to be a little bit better than you were before. But I'd much rather have the habit of creating good, relevant content and then make it look better and better as you go.
Absolutely. Like that's how it's been for us as a company. It's been a process. We started with you doing the daily videos, then I started taking over and started bringing in all of our topic matter experts and eventually and like that's what you need to do. You need to build a process, but you also constantly need to be refining it
Yeah.
because as we go through it, we're at a point where it's like, okay, we fixed the daily kinks that we had to get through. Now, how can we make it better? And we're in a new phase of it, which is really exciting. And it's this point of where it's like we can actually make this stuff with the right tools and a little creativity. We can make this thing awesome. And that's the beauty of this kind of stuff is it's always changing. And with the technology around us that we'll be talking about in some of these other episodes, there's countless possibilities you can do with that. So to wrap this up, is there anything else you got to say about some hurdles that we didn't talk about? Anything you can think about, or have we finished the race here and got through?
I think it's just I continue to encourage everybody dive in head first into the deep end of creating video content because this video, I didn't know what topic we were even talking about until 30 seconds before we hit record. And I'm going to jump off here and jump into another conference call. And now it's just become a natural part of my day. And I think that's actually going to be really important for employees and experts to continue to get used to doing that over the course of the next 10, 20 years.
Awesome. Thanks for that insight. Well, everyone, you heard it here. Thank you for joining us for this week's Marketing Minute. We'll see you later this month with a new topic. Can't wait to see you then. Have a great one. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already.